All right, big day today in that Karen Reed second murder trial. The new jury getting to see it. Here's some key evidence in that case for the first time. Of course, her first prosecution ended in a mistrial. It was a hung jury. They got their first look at the red Solo cups the police used to collect evidence at the scene where John O'Keefe was found dead. One of several questionable moves, to put it mildly, that the defense is trying to use to poke holes in the case. Another one, no record of Reed's alleged confession, despite multiple first responders and others testifying they heard her say, "I hit him." Jury also got to hear some of the angry voicemails that Karen Reed left for John O'Keefe, who was her boyfriend at the time, from the night that he died, including one which she told him, "John, I effing hate you." So this was there, and there were a bunch of voicemails. Reed is facing second-degree murder charges and has pleaded not guilty to that and the other charges she faces. We have the best-selling author Dave Wedge back on the program tonight, veteran reporter of the Boston area. He's actually working on a book about this case called Cop Town: Scandal, Corruption, and Murder in Suburban America. Welcome back, Dave. I guess a couple of things probably stand out. What stands out to you? Those voicemails. I remember when from the first trial. There were a lot of them. They were some crazy stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, hearing those voicemails firsthand really puts you at that moment where it was pure panic, and it's a risky move by the prosecutors to actually put those out there, in my opinion, because it could show either side of this case. It could show, one, that she was crazy. She was drunk, crazy, angry at John O'Keefe, because part of their case is that she was mad at him, so she backed into him on purpose. That's the crux of their case. The other side of the coin is those are very desperate phone calls, and Karen Reed sounds in those phone calls like she doesn't know where he is. So the defense, I don't think it hurts the defense's. Yeah.
So we're talking about the police work, questionable police work, the evidence of these red Solo cups, the blood, and then the paper bags. I think you and I may have mentioned that the last time you were on. They had a guy up there, Gallagher, today testifying, I think. And this whole idea, did you go into the house, right, and check on it? Did you go, maybe something was going on in the house? And they didn't, right? They never went in the house.
No, they never went in the house, and that's again that's the defense's whole defense really is, why did they go in the house? You have a dead police officer in the front lawn of this house. He looks like he's been beat up. His face, whether it's injuries from a car accident or something else, his face looked like he had been beat up. He's missing a shoe. He's got no coat on, and he's on the front lawn of a police officer. Lieutenant Gallagher and the other first responders that went to the house, the other detectives that have testified in this trial and other proceedings, have said they had no reason. They had no reason to think that he was ever in the house. No one ever said that he was in the house.
You understand that, though? I mean, the guy in the house, the cop, right? It just seemed to me, but again, maybe they didn't have a reason. But and by the way, maybe she did the whole thing and ran the guy over. But wouldn't you at least go knock on the door, check with the guy? The guy, Albert, right, is his name. He was a cop, and he owned the house.
Brian
and
Albert.
Wouldn't you want to talk to Brian Albert and everybody who was in the house at the time?
They did go in, and they did end up talking to Brian.
Eventually, right, yeah.
They did, but what the defense is saying, why didn't you secure the scene?
Right.
So red Solo cups and plastic bags. Why? That's not a secure crime scene. Why didn't you get a search warrant and search the house to find out if there was any evidence of John O'Keefe being in the house? These are all questions that the defense is asking, and it's great reasonable doubt. But Lieutenant Gallagher's explanation was, we had what we had. In their opinion, what they're saying now is they had a confession at the scene. They had a woman who said, "Did I hit him? I hit him. Could I have hit him? I hit him." And so they just operated from that perspective from the moment it started. And that was a crucial mistake in this case.
Okay, one more thing here. I know they had like a meteorologist up there testifying about the weather today, but it was obviously a bad night. It was a lot of snow, nor'easter and all the rest. We were talking the other day, I don't know what your perspective on this, about the phone. The guy's phone, apparently, I guess the temperature went way down on the phone, and the guy, they're saying that the phone, or the experts are saying the phone was outside, never went into the house. So are they pretty sure about that? What's your read on that?
If you believe the expert testimony, yes. I mean, the temperature steadily went down. That's pretty irrefutable evidence.
Okay.
But the expert, Ian Whiffen, did say that it's possible that the phone may have been in a sheltered area at some point during that time. So again, the science is not exact on any of this. It's not exact on the Google search that we talked about the last time I was on. Someone has to clarify this for the jury. But at the end of the day, what are these cases about? Reasonable doubt. And as I said last time, the defense is doing its job and raising reasonable doubt about all of these.
You think it could be another hung jury? I mean, that's where you think we might be going, right?
I think it's heading in that direction, but there's a lot of case left. Today was a big day, but there's a lot of big witnesses left.
Dave, thanks. I know you know this case well. We'll look forward to the book, man. It's been some case.
Sure.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.